channel. If you are new here, my name is Jamie. I make videos on fashion, beauty, and lifestyle. So if you are new, go ahead and subscribe. I upload twice a week. And if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. I have a new video for you guys. So it's basically Instagram week on my YouTube channel right now. This week we are doing how I edit my Instagram photos and how I plan my Instagram theme. I'm basically spilling all my secrets to you guys, telling you all the apps that I use, the filters that I use, and all that good stuff, just all my little tips and tricks. We have 3 photos that we're gonna be editing today that are actually already on my theme, but I'm gonna show you how I got them. So I have one photo that was taken on my phone that's kind of a full outfit photo, just a whole little OOTD, and then another one that was taken on my phone of some coffee that you guys did see. And then the last photo that we're gonna be editing is a flat lay that I took on my camera. It's a little bit different than the steps that I use on the photos that I take on my phone. So I want to show you guys a few different options and just the ways that I edit all my pictures depending on what they were taken on. So I take a lot of pride in my Instagram photos, in case you guys haven't noticed. I don't think I'd be making this YouTube video if I didn't. I really try to put out the best quality content, and I really enjoy taking the pictures and editing the pictures and just putting out really great photos. So little disclaimer, if you don't really care about how someone edits their photos, or if you think it's a waste of time, don't watch this video. This video isn't for you. For those of you that are maybe aspiring bloggers, or you just care about your Instagram theme and you enjoy taking photos, this video is for you. I think you guys are gonna learn a few tips and tricks, because I used to watch videos like this all the time when I was trying to perfect my skills, and it actually really helped. So I'm hoping that this will help you guys in some way. Like I said, later this week, we're gonna have our second video is how I plan my Instagram theme. So these videos kind of go together. I wanted to break them up so it wasn't just one long, overwhelming video. That one will come later this week, probably on Thursday or Friday. So subscribe so you don't miss that. So if you want to see how I edit my Instagram photos, please keep on watching. Before we get into the editing, I want to share my favorite photo editing app with you guys. First one is SNAPSEED. That's kind of a new favorite, but I've been using it a lot. The second one is VSCO, of course. That's where I get all my filters. Third one, FACETUNE. I use that pretty often. Color Story, I don't really use that often, but I have it anyways. I'm not going to be using it in today's video, so it doesn't really matter. So those are my 3 favorite editing apps. Those are the steps we're going to be taking today on all the pictures. So we're going to start with this picture of my coffee. You guys saw this on Instagram, and this is the before photo. So we're going to go ahead and open it in SNAPSEED. We're going to begin editing. For this app, I only use one of the tools. You can use, a bunch of stuff. They have a bunch of tools you can use, but I mainly use this brush tool right here. And you can see you can either dodge and burn, which is kind of brighten or darken, and you can turn up the exposure with the brush, so you're only going to be adding brightness to some areas. That's one that we're going to be using today. And then you could use the brush with the temperature, so you could turn up kind of the warmth on certain little pieces of the photo that you want to do with the little brush. And then same thing for the saturation. First thing that I'm going to be doing is using the exposure tool, because I do have a whiter Instagram theme. Right now it's kind of like tan and white, but whenever there's white in a photo, it doesn't really come out as white as you want it to. That's just kind of what happens when you take a photo. Your camera really can't pick up the colors. So I go in and adjust the colors the way I want them to look, so that they can look the best on my feed and kind of flow all together. So what I'm going to be doing is taking this exposure brush. I'm going to be whitening everything that's white in the photo. So just in this photo, it's going to be the background. So you can see the table that it's on is kind of looking a little bit gray. I just want to boost up the brightness and make it look a little bit whiter. So that's the first thing I'm going to be doing. I'm going to leave it on the 0.7 exposure. That's kind of a good level for the exposure, so I'm going to be leaving it on that. And then you're just going to take your finger and just color in all the white, and you can see what a difference it makes. And if you kind of get on the coffee, it's fine. You can use an eraser tool. You can see I'm a little bit messy. I just go in and fix everything. I zoom in and erase what didn't need to be whitened in the first place. So just make sure you get every little corner, because it can be easy to miss. So just zoom in, make sure you're getting everything you need to be getting. And I still need to go in and erase a few things, because I got a little bit of the exposure on the leaf when I didn't want to. So top right hand corner, you just press that to see what it looked like before, and you can see what a difference it made in the photo. It looks way more Instagram worthy. I love how it looks, but I did kind of go over pieces I didn't really want to. So you're just going to hit this little down arrow and go down twice, and it takes you to the eraser tool. So I'm just erasing on the leaf and on the coffee, because I didn't want to really brighten that. You can see I kind of went a little overboard on that. But we have one more step we're going to use in this app. I'm still going to be using the brush tool, but instead of the exposure, I'm going to be using the temperature. And I'm going to turn it down to 5 instead of 10. And then For this photo, the coffee did have a more brown tan kind of look, but in the picture it kind of picked up a little bit lighter. So all I'm gonna do is kind of add some warmth to the coffee. I'm just applying it to where the tan is, just to kind of bring out those colors a little bit more, so it appears a little bit more saturated on my feed and it sticks out a lot better. So you can see this one compared to that one, it's way darker and looks way prettier. So I'm just gonna do the same for this one. And it just brings out the real colors that the camera can't pick up, and I just think it looks so much better. So you can see the before and after of the warmth. It looks so much prettier and just looks way more vibrant. So that looks perfect. Okay, so then I'm gonna go ahead and hit save, export, save to your library. Okay, now that we're done with that, we're gonna go ahead and take the picture into VSCO, and this is where we're gonna add the filter. So for me, my filters are very strategic. I'm giving a little tip that is supposed to be in my planning my theme video, but I always do the same filter depending on the theme that I'm doing. So that kind of helps maintain the theme a little bit more. So right now, my theme for my photos is the filter A6. I have that on all my pictures on my theme right now. So everything goes very cohesive and they just all go together really nicely. I have literally purchased all of the filters. I have way too many that I don't even touch, but I have all my favorites at the beginning. You can kind of adjust them to the way you want if you hit the manage tool and kind of move them around. I'm going to be sharing my favorite 4 with you guys. So my 4 favorite filters are A6, A9, HB1, and HB2. But today we're going to be using A6 on this photo. And you can see it gets a little over brightened and just like has too much of a filter. This is an important step too. I always turn down the filter. You can just click the filter a second time and you can turn it up or down. So for me, I kind of go about halfway. Like let's say about 6 looks good. And then just hit the check mark and you're good to go. Just save it to your camera roll, and I always save actual size so it has the nicest quality. Now we're going to be taking a few extra steps on my selfie that I took. So you can see this picture is pretty dark and doesn't look very Instagram worthy right now. I like when pictures look very white and bright because they go with my theme a lot better. And I feel like you just can't really see what's going on with my outfit in this photo because it's a little bit dark. It was a little gloomy. My camera really couldn't pick it up. So we are going to do a lot of work on this one. Okay, so first thing we're going to be doing is opening Snapseed again. Same kind of steps. I'm going to be using the brush tool only in this app. And first thing I'm going to do is use the exposure button, and I'm going to leave it on 0.7 again, but this time I'm going to brighten the entire photo. And you're probably thinking, why don't you just use an exposure tool on your phone and you can just brighten the whole photo? I tried that and it honestly does not look the same. I don't know why, I don't know what the reason is, but I like the way this app makes it look a lot better. So that's what I'm doing. I just had to share it with you guys. And now, just to kind of pick up on the details of my outfit, hike up the exposure to 1 and just brighten my earrings so they stick out a little bit more. You can see it just makes them stick out a little bit more. And there's just more noticeable when the photo is farther away. You can see my earrings a lot because I really wanted them to be focused in the picture, and so you could just really get the full idea of my outfit. Okay, so that's all we're going to be doing in this app, but we are not done with this photo. Don't worry, we still got a lot more work to do. So I didn't use FACETUNE for the last picture because it really didn't need it. I don't ever manipulate my body or my face in any way. I use it to whiten the background and bring out details on photos. So that's what I'm going to be doing with it today. You can just see the steps I'm going to take really just enhance the picture, and it doesn't change the way I look, it just enhances the quality of the photo. So right now, I think it looks pretty good. The only thing is it doesn't really go with my feed in this way. I need it to be a lot brighter and a lot whiter, not really the whole picture, but really just the background so it goes cohesively with my theme and my white and tan kind of look. So we're gonna kind of manipulate it in that way. Little trick that I have, you can use the whitening tool to whiten your background even further than the exposure tool does in Snapseed. So this could take a little bit of practice. It's kind of hard, it's a little bit time consuming, but I think it's worth it. It makes the picture look a lot better on your theme, and it just makes you stand out a little bit more. So especially for this gloomy kind of picture, it really needed it. So I am just gonna use the whitening tool and just whiten my entire background. And right now it's gonna make everything look pretty black and white, but I'm gonna go in and erase all of the green so it can stand out and it won't look black and white, and we'll still have some color in there. You're gonna need to zoom in and kind of get all up close on the details because you don't want to whiten yourself and it'll just look obvious that you whiten the background. So I'm just whitening everything and then I'll go in with the eraser. And to those of you that are bloggers that didn't know about this tool, you're welcome. You will thank me. You will never have to look for another white wall again. You can manipulate it to look white and it'll go with your theme. And even if you do take pictures on a white wall, sometimes the camera picks it up as blue or it picks it up as yellow, depending on the lighting. And this tool really just makes your life so much easier and just makes the white wall actually white, because your camera sometimes can't pick up those colors like I was saying. Okay, so now I'm gonna hit the eraser tool. You can see I kind of went a little bit overboard on my sweater and it turned a little bit gray. I'm just gonna zoom in and erase those details. I'm also gonna erase the sand and all the trees. Sand and the water. Just so your picture still has color. You don't want your background to be completely black and white. You want it to whiten enough where it fits in with your theme. So this is a process. I mean, I had to make a whole video about this for you guys, so obviously this isn't something that's just easy to do. It takes time and patience and honestly practice. Don't get frustrated with yourself. You will get better at it and you will thank me later. You can see erasing everything from the green just added a lot more color to the picture and doesn't make it look so black and white. And we have a nice white clean background, so it'll go nicely with my theme. But now we're gonna hit the smooth button. You can see my shirt. This is important if you are a fashion blogger, you want the clothes to look good. You can see my shirt is pretty wrinkly, so I'm just gonna go ahead and smooth it out so those wrinkles disappear. And then the outfit just looks better overall. So I love that little tip too. So I'm gonna go ahead and save it to my camera roll. And then we are gonna go ahead and open VSCO and add a filter. Like I said, my theme on my feed right now is A6, so I'm gonna go ahead and use that filter. It looks really good with this photo. It complements all the browns and the greens, but I don't want it to be this turned up. I don't want it to look super, super edited, so I turn it down to, let's see, that's nothing. I just turn it up a little bit. Probably 4.5 is good enough. And then go ahead and save it to your camera roll. People might have seen this and thought this would not look good on your theme. This would not look cute. This is not even worth my time editing, but you can totally transform the photo and make it totally Instagram worthy. Okay, now for the last photo, we have a flat lay that I did on my camera. On my camera when I'm shooting, I'm imagining that this picture is gonna be cropped. So I'm not really super worried about the angles or just what's in the photo because I'm gonna crop it and adjust it anyways. So I definitely adjust it to turn it the right way and crop it. So for this particular photo, I cropped it square and I zoomed in a little bit just to get all the angles that I wanted. And I think it looks good like this. And then I go ahead and upload it to Adobe Lightroom, which some of you may not have, but you can still kind of duplicate these kind of steps for your photos in an editing app or something because it's very similar. I just like the way that the Lightroom makes it look, so that's what I'm using today. Okay, so here we are with this photo. I'm gonna go ahead and do some of the same steps that I do for most of my pictures, especially right now with the theme I have going. I have kind of my steps down in Lightroom on what I wanna do to manipulate the photo the way I want it to look. Turn up the temperature a little bit. I want it to be up a few notches, so I'm just gonna turn it up to 2. And then of course I'm gonna turn up the whites because I want the whites to be very present in the photo. I want it to be white and crisp with my theme. Like how I said, I have a white theme going on. Just add it up to about 3 because too much more on this picture will just overexpose the picture. Then I'm also gonna turn down the blacks a little bit. It's kind of like turning up the contrast. It just makes the blacks a little bit blacker. So I'm turning it down to -3. And you can see this picture kind of has a blue tone in it. That's kind of just what happens. I take these pictures in my room in front of a window. So the room kind of just makes the photo have a little bit more of a blue tint. That can happen with whites. It's very common. So what I do is turn up the blue a little bit and it kind of takes it away. I mean, I turn it up, but it takes away the blue, if that makes sense. Okay, and then the last step in Lightroom that I always do, I always sharpen the photo a little bit, just depending on how crisp I want the photo to be. I don't want it over sharpened because it could look a little bit crazy. So I'm just gonna sharpen it a little bit. I think about 7 looks good. So that is it for Lightroom. I'm gonna go ahead and export the picture to my camera roll. Do one more step and add it to VSCO and put a filter on it. So like I said, I am going with the A6 filter on all of these photos because that is my theme, but you can add whatever filter you think looks best. But for today, I'm using A6. So here's A6 all the way up. It does look really good, but I don't want it to be totally overexposed. So I'm gonna turn it down a little bit, like I said, and you start to turn it up and you can see how do you want it to be. So I'm gonna go kind of right in the middle, probably 5. I think that looks good. Because I did already kind of manipulate it in Lightroom to the way that I wanted it to look for my theme. So I think it already looks pretty good and that just adds the finishing touch on it. Okay, so that is the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it and I hope you learned some tips and tricks. Tag me in your photo. I would love to see how your pictures come out because these are steps that I take on all my Instagram photos and you guys have been asking for a really long time for a video like this. So I'm really happy to be getting it up. And like I said, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss a second video of the week, how I plan my Instagram theme. Comment down below, let me know what you guys want to see next. And of course, to see all of these Instagram photos, don't forget to go follow me on all my social channels. We'll link everything right here so you guys can stay connected. You know when new videos are going up and you can just see all the photos that I put all my hard work into every single time I take an Instagram picture. So that is it for this video. Give me a big thumbs up and I will see you guys later this week. Bye.